Howdy. I'm Kelly, and we've got a minute or two before we start, but I just wanted to say I'm so excited to have you guys here and to be exploring such an interesting topic of daring to dream because I think goals are one of the most important things to keep striving for and to realize that you can achieve them. So I'm grateful for those who are going to be able to watch today. And if you're watching the recording, hopefully you still have fun and learn something. And I'm going to give it another minute and then I'm going to start a PowerPoint because I'm a former teacher, so I love to show visuals as well as do talking. So, hope you're having a great day. I'm excited to share a little bit of my background and then dive into this important topic. I'm just waiting for the clock to click because, again, it feels so good when you get exactly on the hour. Put the camera up higher, and now it feels weird because I'm looking at my screen, not the camera. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here. Hopefully, I don't have my frog in my throat for long. Let me have a drink of water. Ah, let me go ahead and start the PowerPoint. And then so here's my PowerPoint. Oops, I'm covering up my website address. Oh well. Hopefully you can read it in the comments. Thank you again for joining me. I'm looking forward to exploring this fun topic with you, Dare to Dream. And it's basically going to be about how we can keep going and achieve our goals and stay motivated in this crazy world because sometimes it feels like we don't get a chance to say what we really want in our lives and to keep working towards our goals. Let me just see what I need to do to click now because there we are. So, a little bit about myself. I'm Kelly. Grateful to have your time here. I'm with Onward to Progress with Kelly. I do life coaching and career coaching. My background is education and consulting. I've been in the business world, but my mission and my passion are really uplifting and supporting others and encouraging people to consider themselves lifelong learners because I think that's part of why we're here on this planet having this adventure together. My current opportunities and everything else is about exploring growth and being a dynamic life coach and career mentor. I'm also a laughter yoga instructor, so I have fun with that. We have monthly meetings here in Tempe, Arizona, and I love doing that because laughing for no reason can make your body feel great. And I'm also a youth mentor, and I love my mentee and sharing our growth and development journey together. And then personally, my reason for doing this and having fun is the aha moments. I love sharing that, seeing those light bulbs above people's heads as they kind of click and realize that they can do something that they maybe thought they couldn't do, and working towards transformation because again, I want to make the world a little bit better. For a little vulnerability, my leap of faith a few years ago was to switch from corporate America, 9 to 5 job, and scale back to working part time and now doing my own life coaching business, which was a really big leap for me from the practical person that I normally am. So I'm glad to be doing this, and it basically gives me some sanity with helping others, as well as supporting others and growing and learning. Feels like it is part of my passion and my mission. So I feel like I'm aligned with myself, and that's a great feeling to have. So, is this workshop in it for you? Do you have a dream or a life goal that remains unfulfilled? If you're watching this and want more out of life, you might be in the right place. Do you want to stop living small and go for your dreams? Or are you ready to reach your full potential? How about could you stop setting goals and then making excuses for not reaching them? Let's talk about New Year's Day. Or do you want to create a concrete plan that you're confident you can follow through on? I love structure. Do you want to learn and stay motivated to avoid procrastination? My favorite nasty word to say. Delaying the inevitable. Life is going to happen. So, how are we going to react to it? Do you want to have faith in yourself and know without a doubt that you are on the path to your dreams? Do you want to feel confident that you have the tools to achieve anything you want? That's what I'm here to try to help you with. So, why have goals? Sometimes people think that their definition of success is the same for everyone, but we really are so unique. We have different ones, and what might feel success this year will feel different next year, or what you were successful with 10 years ago is going to feel like a little hollower now. So most people fail to achieve their goals. In fact, how many people set New Year's resolutions? They have a statistic that only about half of the people who set the New Year's resolutions meet them, and 25% may abandon them even in the first week, 1 week. 60% kind of give up at the 6 month mark. So the average person can make the same resolution 10 times without succeeding. The good news is that goal achievement is a process. So basically, you can do things. And for me, the most important part is they found that they did a study and they found that people who don't ever write down their goals are the least likely to achieve them. So writing down your goals can be key. 42% more likelihood of achieving your goal when you write it down. So out of 10% that write it down, only 5% read it every day. So if you write it down, give it some effort every day, put some energy into it and say, yes, I want to achieve this. For example, did you know that 14% of people who have heart attacks end up making no changes to their exercise or daily eating habits, even though they realize that would help prevent future heart attacks? Why? Because they don't have a strategy. They don't have a logic. They don't write it down. So let's explore if there is a recipe or some steps that could help you with goal success. For me, writing it down, staying focused, and having a strategy for achievement is what helps me to achieve things a little bit more steadily than the normal ratio. And then my first most important factor is the title of this presentation, workshop. Dare to dream. Sometimes we don't bother to dream because we think that's too flighty. We need to be practical. Life has taught us that we need to be, down in the trenches. But what if the opposite could be true? What if having a dream could make me do the steps that make me get it and help me achieve growth and development? That's what I want. I don't want to be disappointed with my life. I want to stop settling, feeling stuck. I want to feel motivated and feel fulfilled, like I'm using my gifts and making a difference. So here are the 4 steps we're going to be diving into in this workshop. So again, what do you really want? Without limitations, what would you want? And then if you could really get it, would you believe you could achieve it? That's really important. How about making sure that you can create a concrete plan and then staying committed and motivated? This is designed to give you a foundation for clarity of what you want and daring to dream big. So let's dive into these steps a little bit further. So, deciding what you want. Will you be getting into the detail? Yes. Brainstorming is one of the key points because starting with anything that's possible would be really helpful so that you know that you don't exclude options just because they're improbable or they weren't your first thought. Maybe your first thought isn't the best thought. So again, in order to succeed in life and achieve your goals, you need to know the why. Why do you want them? Why are they important to you? And make sure that that reason is big enough for you to get inspired. We'll talk a little bit more on that later. What about knowing you can achieve it? And other things. Don't leave things that you normally don't do to yourself because you think it's too big. And then definitely have the big enough reason. Know that you can achieve it. Developing confidence in yourself can reflect the most powerful lessons and circumstances that can transform your life. So I think confidence can be about what are you finding the negative influences or circumstances that are leading to the positive results. And the great tool of developing confidence in yourself is to say positive affirmations every day. So basically, those are the statements like, I can do this. It's almost like the little train of the could story that we read as kids. If we're thinking, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, guess what? We probably can't. But if we're thinking, I can try, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, maybe we will. If your goal is to stop smoking, you need to make an honest assessment of what you want for your health rather than just saying that you want to stop smoking. And then making a plan to achieve it. I love SMART goals because, again, SMART makes them specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-driven. So you want to know the what is and how do I achieve it. Make sure that you can achieve and that you will Believe in yourself to assure that you have a goal with a deadline, not just a pipe dream. I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 10 days might be too unrealistic. So I need to think of what's achievable, what's measurable, specific, as well as putting the time frame in there. Creating a structured plan to follow through and accomplish your goals. I love making lists. So think of what you could do in the next year to achieve whatever goals you're striving for. Having a structured plan makes it really, really logical and keeps me motivated. Breaking it down. I love the chunking method. Maybe if I can just do 15 minutes on a task every day, it'll add up to those hours of work instead of thinking if I can't do 4 hours today, it's not worth starting. And then I love creating accountability for yourself. That's one of the key things I loved about life coaching is we're not counselors, we're not clinical diagnostic people. We're more like everyday people who have a few different skills to listen, learn, and help you grow, give you more tools and resources, and give you a different perspective. And lovely, hold you accountable if you want us to. Because again, when you're accountable to somebody, you're more likely to do it. How about 4, staying motivated? The key ingredient to achieving your goals. You can rely on that feeling of getting motivated and staying motivated, but unfortunately, sometimes life gets in the way. 2 common activities that put people in a motivated state can be listening to music or exercising. After a good workout, I sure feel like my body and my brain are working better together. And maybe I could do something about what dismotivates me. What is keeping me from doing the motivation? Why do I disempower myself? Sometimes it could be my negative self-talk, can be disorganization, can be conflict, can be other people telling me, Kelly, that's probably silly. You don't want to do that. And maybe I need to listen, and maybe I need to take my own advice and just take care of myself. And then I don't know about you, but sometimes procrastination can be associated with a lot of pain, but I still do it. So instead, what I actually want to do is motivate myself by looking at the achievement and the gratitude and the pleasure that I'll get from finishing something instead of not finishing it, to try to stop procrastination. So in this workshop, we'll explore daring to dream, which means identifying your goals, having a big enough reason, and dreaming unconditionally. That's a fun one to explore. Again, I really love this training program I went through with Transformation Academy. It was so cool. And I love that their material lets me, basically share it with others. And then having a vision. It doesn't always mean you have to do meditation and vision boards or whatever. It's finding what works for you. But people have proven that the tangible evidence of putting together a vision board and having it in front of you, or taking some time to close your eyes and meditate and visualize what you really want, can lead to success. So let's start with identifying our goals. What are we going to do? Brainstorm all kinds of ideas. So what do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to experience? What do you want to have in your life that you're missing right now? What about including areas like the relationships? I love a circle of, your sphere of influence, your relationships, your career, your job, your leisure, your fun, your financial, your personal growth, and your health. You need to factor in each of those areas and make sure that you still have the time and the resources to be able to fulfill them all and balance them all a little bit. And make sure to include the things you usually leave off the list of possibilities. It may sound like it's impractical or not possible, but make sure you list at least a few of those. And again, I'm a write it down kind of gal. So I love an assignment. So let's say you write a goal down and you put down beside each one of them a number of how long you think it would take. Is this a this year one? Is this the next 3 years? Is it 5 years? Is it 10? Basically tell yourself how long. And then let's look only at the year ones for now. And maybe figure out what your top 4 in that list is. What will be the most impactful if you focus on it today? And then for this workshop, maybe pick one thing that you want to think about as I explore these concepts and see if it helps you put some structure to that one goal. And then select your top 10, but have a big enough reason. You are going to dive deep and make sure that the true understanding of the real reason you want the goals. This means asking each question and giving it time. So have a big enough reason why. And sometimes it's important to ask yourself, what is your goal? Why do I want to achieve it? What about the outcomes do I desire? Why do I really want that? What about it is important to me? How does it impact my life? Why is it important in general? And how would it make me feel? Am I going to feel better when I get it? Or am I just going to feel like, okay, that was one rung on the step ladder. Now I need to go to the next one. That's why the why question is so pivotal. And then the unconditional dreams and desires. Everything we want is because we believe we want to feel something different, good, or at least maybe better. If we have a desire, we think it gets a bad reputation, like it's the root of all suffering. But if we define desire as wanting something we don't have, then that would be like suffering. But what about if we just desire something and we want it to attain certain conditions in order to feel the way we want? The object of desire is to feel good, and its absence is an obstacle to feeling that way. The beauty is that when we experience an unconditioned, the mental existence of our desire before it even manifests. Basically, it's almost like fake it till you make it. So, unconditional dreams and desires. Two ways to do that and feel good now. The first is identify how you want to feel, because knowing what you want is part of the battle. And visualizing yourself as being already there. What we do in laughter yoga is actually train our mind that we laugh for no reason and our body feels better. Our mind clears. Our body gets all the endorphins as if we're laughing and it doesn't know the difference. Our heartbeat changes, our chemicals in our brain and our body change. So why not try that in other scientific ways? Visualize yourself experiencing the desired state. Visualize yourself feeling good, feeling happy, feeling like you already got what you wanted. What are the sensations in your body? Go there now. You don't have to wait for it to happen. You don't have to wait to have it. You could pretend you have it and see what it feels like. What I suggest is write down, again, more of what you want. You may have a desired condition that will make you feel, and an imagination to experience it now. Why not try that and see what it feels like? So again, what if we were to write down on a piece of paper, column 1, what do you want and what would it be like to have it? Then ask yourself what emotion you would experience when you got it. Maybe 3 to 5. I think 5 to 10 is a little long, but try to write down a bunch of feelings that you think you'd have and circle the ones that are either most important among your list or the most important to you. For example, if I were to say I wanted my health and ask myself why, it might be so that I can feel limitless, so that I have choice, so that I feel alive, vibrant, and I have less cares about my health. Maybe I want to teach or life coach because I want to feel engaged. I want to have a purpose. I want to be excited and connected to others and make a contribution to the world. Maybe I want more leisure time. I want to feel like I'm having fun with my life. I'm alive and excited. I want to have stimulation and feel joy and excitement and novelty at trying something I don't know. All of those are great things, but I need to figure out which ones are important to me. What about a vision? Your vision is a detailed description of your life. It includes specific aspects that are important to you. How do you want your life to be? Make it real. The description can be what you state you're experiencing in your dream, what we were just talking about of visualizing. It could also be the emotional state you want to be in. I want to feel more financially secure because it will make me feel comfortable and safe, and that's important to me in my life. The basic rules for writing a vision. It includes various aspects of your life. Which parts are important to you? We were talking earlier about business, home, location, family, maybe relationships, contributions, travel, leisure, retirement, whatever's important to you. Then make sure to write in the tone and use these 4 Ps. This is one of the things I really liked about the Transformation Academy. Personal. Use me statements. I want, I am, I will be, I'm working on. Be passionate about it. Put some emotion into it. I can do this. I am working towards it. And always keep it in the present. It's already happening. Don't think it's like so far up front, it's never going to be there. Make it today. You don't need it, even if it's a goal for the year, make it today that you feel like you have it or are about to get it. And then, of course, do the positives. One of the things I learned in a lot of my training is our body and our mind don't understand the word not. So when we're thinking, I want to not eat sugar, we're actually saying eat sugar. And so we need to retrain our body and our mind and our verbiage to stay in the positive. Don't use words like not and don't. The free writing you could do is, what if you wrote for 5 minutes on the ideal life and specifically what important goals or dreams from the list we already did would help you? And then summarize it. Make a 1 paragraph version that will tell you what future will feel like and how you can reorient yourself to get to that destination. But how about applying this to your life? You could take some of the information I'm discussing now home. You could create a vision board, lots of good tools, or you could make a bucket list. Have you ever thought of making a bucket list where you think of what do I want to aspire to working towards in my lifetime? It doesn't matter that we're not near the end. We still want to say, I got this done in my life and it's fun. I personally don't want to jump out of an airplane or anything crazy with my bucket list, but maybe I want to pay off my car. Maybe I want to feel secure. Maybe I want to have no credit card debt. Bucket lists can be really practical. But I want to know how we can go further. So naturally, if you implement the things we've just talked about, you might see amazing results. But I have a better idea. You could also use the summary of this PowerPoint. So basically, if you want to email me, I will send you a PDF of these 4 steps and give you some really good notes on how to implement this in case you didn't want to screen capture from this video. And I also want to share with you that this is fun. Putting this into action can make you feel like you're accomplishing something in your life, and that's so great. So recapping, do you want to stop living small and go for your dreams? Are you ready to reach for your true potential? Do you want to stop setting goals that making excuses for not reaching them? Do you want to create a concrete plan and feel confident you can follow through with it? For me, that sometimes means having an accountability buddy. Do you want to learn how to stay motivated and avoid procrastination? And do you want to have faith that you know yourself and the tools that without a doubt you're on the path to your dreams? I want you to feel confident that you have the tools and resources to achieve whatever you want in your life. And that's why I became a life coach. So again, I do have some interesting programs available. So basically, we could decide what version works for you. But basically, do you want to be more clear on what you really want and dare to dream? We could work together to set your SMART goals. We can overcome some of the excuses like, this will take too long, or I don't have enough time to work on myself. I need to do XYZ first. We could also develop faith in yourself and be confident that you can achieve your goal. Overcoming the fear of change. I put in the fear of failure as well as the fear of success in there because sometimes we're afraid of change because it feels icky, it's different, and we don't know what to do. But sometimes I'm afraid I might look bad if I don't do it right the first time. Or if I do it right the first time, they're going to expect me to do it right every time. So fear of success and fear of failure are big ones too. Having faith in myself, I want that. And then making sure you empower yourself with self-talk and positive affirmations. Do you have a concrete, actionable plan that will hold you accountable? I love accountability buddies. I'd love to be yours. But there's also a great tool that the Transformation Academy gave me, which is 30-60, 365 goal setting plan. So let's chunk it down. Let's take what we want for the year, go back 60 days, what can we get accomplished? And then go back 30 days, what can we get accomplished? Then after that, we make it weeklies and everything else. The instructors that I went through my program with had a lovely different version of, instead of a to-do list, they had a ta-da list. So when you're done, aren't you happy? I love checking things off my to-do list. So instead, I made it a ta-da list. I got this done today. Ta-da! And then again, more about accountability because we all need to be following our own missions and visions and seeing that we get through them. Don't get distracted. You'll feel motivated, committed, and prepared. Overcoming your resistance, maybe it's to commitment, maybe it's procrastination, maybe it's other things in life that just get in the way, roadblocks. Want to stay motivated and inspired. Now the power of choice. You get to decide. You have awareness and action. That can change your life. I truly believe that. And there were a few tools in this presentation that I hope would help you. But the biggest thing is if you want to reach out today with any questions or get the PDF summary from me, somebody might be geeky enough to want the PowerPoint slides. I'd be happy to send those too. So just email me at onwardtowardprogresswithKelly@gmail.com and let me know. I would love to share this information with you. And if you're interested in signing up for a program, go to my website, onwardtowardprogressllc.com. I disabled the online booking and everything else because of cost, but I want to be able to be available and set up a program that will meet your needs. If you've connected with this material and you want to reach out to me, let's find out what would work, because I really want you to stop playing small and go for your dreams. And I don't mean just a temporary feeling of motivation that you saw something on YouTube and you kind of connected with it. I want you to actually have some lasting change and commit to achieving your goals and knowing without a doubt you can and will do it, because you have all the tools and support you could ever dare to dream. So again, thanks both for you watching this and for Transformation Academy for giving me incredible ideas of what tools and to integrate and everything else. I love their great concepts, and I look forward to giving you more tools to celebrate and embrace the dreams you have for your life and setting goals that you can achieve. I'm privileged to be here. And again, I'm Kelly from Onward Toward Progress. I hope you had fun with this recording, and I hope you got something out of it. Feel free to reach out, and I'd love to have you as a client. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.